Hey everyone, it's Ash from the Little Victory Junk Garden, and it's going to be planting week. It's a little chilly today, it's going to be chilly tomorrow, but we are hoping to have really good weather by Friday, and so we are going to be doing some planting this week. Yay! We've had so many seeds in the house, so we are ready to get those outside and in the beds. And so I am challenging myself this week to go ahead and take a video every single day to just kind of give you an update of how our week is going. So definitely enjoy and follow, like, subscribe if you want to see more. This is one of the many reasons why it's important to leave your leaves in place, because I just uncovered one of my bearded tongues and she has so much green foliage already on her, and she was just under all these leaves, and you can see the snow right there. It's important for your insects and important for your plants. So the snow finally is gone, and we're moving on to planting ideas. Ooh. So this area is actually, it used to have like a doghouse right here, and it's heavily shaded throughout the season, and so not a lot of stuff actually grows here. So this year we're actually going to go ahead and try and make it into a shade garden seating area. Our other porch is over here, but it's kind of full of junk, so we are just going to make this into a seating area of itself. And we're actually thinking about using miscellaneous pots that we have, because my wife's family has been here for over 70 years. So there has been a huge collection of pots in our shed over there. And so we're gonna go through all of our pots today, and we're gonna kind of use it as like a potted shade garden area. But we are going to use like the actual land itself and try and give back to the soil by putting in some skyrocket snapdragons, and do some snapdragon layering in here. And then we're also thinking about putting a couple hostas and ferns in here as well. We just have this one bench currently, but we are thinking about using like some more chairs and stuff whenever we actually have guests. We're pretty antisocial, so guests don't really happen very often, but we do love actually spending time out in the garden when we can be out here. And this would be a great little seating area to look over the garden over here and to look over the garden over here. And look, there's our little nectarine tree. She doing good. She liking being outside. The only thing is we do have a 29-degree night in a couple days, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go ahead and plant her or if we're gonna save it for after that, because after that the nighttime temperatures will come back up, and so I don't want to, you know, it's a hard thing every single year to decide when is the best time to actually plant things. And so anyways, over here we're going to put some mints. We found out that mint does well in shade, so my wife has a couple different mints that she wants to grow this year, and we're going to utilize multiple pots for that. So stay tuned. We're going to enjoy the outside as much as we can today, and we're going to play outside. We're going to try and leave the leaves be just because of that one cold night, but we do have a lot of life, as you saw yesterday, going on in the yard already. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just check on all the little plants I unburied yesterday. These are actually my lamb's ear, and I love them because I love to touch them. These are our baby columbine. There's one here, and then there's one over there. And we actually love these so much because they stuck around all season long, so we bought 2 more that were different colors. Right here we have a little crocus trying to do its thing. That or a deer got to it, I don't really know. I have a bearded tongue here. You can only see a little bit of the green edge. And then we have one all the way over here. I would naturally get into the beds to show you these a little up close, but it looks like we have some nope ropes. In the spring they all come out, and so we have to watch where we walk here, but that's a pretty big guy, my goodness. Here we have some alliums that we planted. There's a little one here and another one there. My mother-in-law actually used to use this area as a big Egyptian walking patch, Egyptian walking onions, and they actually took over this entire bed here, but we went ahead and we kind of cut them back last year. They were doing really good before this last snow, and so it's going to take a while for them to recover, unfortunately. So we're just actually making this whole bed area here, sorry about the sun, we're going to make this whole bed area like a little allium patch. And over here we actually have like a lot of lily of the valley that usually comes up, so they have their own thing going on over there. We must stop to admire the little tiny bits of moss that's right here. I love moss. I've been to Maine and I've been to Washington, and I just love moss. Our irises are starting to wake up here, which is super exciting. And we actually transplanted a couple of iris as well. Looks like they're actually starting to come up. Oh, that's so exciting. Kind of see little hints of green there. And then we actually went ahead and we made a couple rows of tulips. You can see those kind of starting to come up here. Starting to come up there. This one's real close. A couple of them. So we should have tulips and irises all along here on this little area. And we haven't really decided what we're going to do with this side yet, but I just pruned this big old rose bush, got the dead stuff off of it, so hopefully we'll get some rose hips. That would be nice. And then the last thing I kind of want to show everybody is our little daffodils. I planted a couple of these in these beds in the fall, and they're starting to come up, so I'm really excited about that. I guess everyone kind of just got like an impromptu like tour of the whole side area of the house. This is kind of like my area. I like to do a lot of the planting. I'm definitely all about curb appeal and trying to make it look nice. Even though it's a junk garden, I don't want it to look like it's just full of junk. So stay tuned. And this is Bob, the stray cat. I call him our junkyard cat. I have a soft spot for cats, and Bob's been with us for over a year now, and I just kind of feed him a little bit here and there. He does his own wild thing. He's definitely feral enough not to want me to touch him, but he does like his sunspot. Love you, Bob. All right, so today is a new day, and we had actually done a lot yesterday. And I kind of want to show everyone what we did. So here I showed you the little seating area. We actually decided to put the planters a little closer together. These are going to be 3 different types of mint, and then we'll put some snapdragons in here along with some ferns, or maybe some hostas. It'll be heavy shade. We'll see how it goes. I also went and dug up a bunch of the pots out of our shed and everything, and so one of our biggest concerns is actually this falling over. It's fallen over everywhere last year, and so I did go ahead and put in these stakes around the feet. I kind of doubled them to make sure that it wouldn't tip over. The only other thing that we're kind of worried about is them coming forward, so I'm going to put some little bungee cords around there from this one to this one around each side, and we're going to put some snapdragons in there as well. They're good for pollination. One of the other things that I worked on yesterday is one of the hardest things that we have all the time is what are we going to do with watering. Last year my wife was pulling the hose everywhere up and down, and it was driving her crazy. So I actually decided to take our existing hose because I couldn't get this one to come off. So we took our existing hose, and then I just went and zip tied it all the way down, and then as we walk forward here, we got this little 2-spout deal, and so we'll put a hose on this side and a hose on that side for each garden to make watering a little easier. Again, sorry for our little buzzers. They do a lot of buzzing. You can see them there. It's to help keep the gophers away. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this is a check-in on our beautiful tree. Her leaves are starting to come out. Very excited about that. I don't know why, but one of the 3 flowers is doing weird stuff. I mean, they're supposed to mound and everything, but like that one's split. I'm not really sure what's up. But yesterday we went to a nursery, one of our local nurseries, and we got a couple real fun plants. Got 3 lavender here, and then 2 milkweed, and some of the latania, which is just a little annual, but we love the lavender. These smelled so damn good. And then over here, we had gotten the blue bonnets, I think the day before yesterday. I'm sorry, these are forget-me-nots. And then we got 2 more columbine because our columbine did really well last year. And so we're just going to kind of keep building up that area. Here's a seed check-in of all of our bibas. Doing really good things. Crap ton of peppers back there. We got a couple, well, 1 beet, I think, and then some radish, and then these are also a lot of peppers too. And then the last thing I want to kind of check on this morning is this is a wood chip pile. We actually had signed up for Chip Drop online, and we paid like $20 to be put on their list, but we actually got a call for the first time from a tree company that needed to drop some chips. So we just had them back up to the edge of our neighbor's property and then drop all these chips right there at the top of our hill. So we do have to kind of take care of this part to get up there, but we'll just use our wagon and use the mulch as we need it. It was a great way to get like free mulch, and we're super excited about that. So we have a lot of planting today. I'll definitely show everyone that later, so stay tuned. All right, so it is Saturday and it is the last day of our vlog. We will have some crummy weather tomorrow, but just wanted to update everyone. I got our lavender planted. I will definitely show you that. These are the remaining plants that I still need to plant, which is our milkweed, the forget-me-nots, and this latania. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, but our little tree is still very happy. And over here, my wife has been busy at work doing planty things. She actually wrote up this adorable little map. Oh, sorry, it wants to blow away. Alright. So this is our little garden map. She makes one every single year. And so this is our hopes and everything. So to the right is this part of the garden. And to the left is that part of the garden over there. So as you can see, she has a lot of work to do. But she did do some planting of some lettuces and some cilantro and spinach, some dill and beets. Or I don't think she put the dill down just yet, but I know she is getting ready to. And we got lettuce going on in that little box over there, some mugwort, and I think she put some chamomile down too. So lots of stuff going on out here. And I have a couple more things that I want to show you. Alright, so I did go ahead and plant those 3 lavenders up along our walkway here. It says that they're drought tolerant. They actually prefer less water. And so I did take some of our mulch from our chip drop and put it down here to line the walkway and kind of keep them a little protected. They are deer resistant. We get a crap ton of deer out here, so I'm very happy about that. Of course, I would love just to plant this entire bank down here full of herbs, but it actually gets really, really, really shady over here once the trees start getting their leaves. I got those columbine plants put in the ground over here with their brethren over there. They're not all that happy right now. I did do a kind of a hard water, and so a lot of the petals fell off, but they'll be fine. The catmint is looking cute. Natal. We have more alliums coming up in this bed, which is super exciting. Those are Egyptian walking onions and some more alliums. We did like bigger alliums with the big balls on top that will be back here, and then kind of layered in with the little alliums. A lot of our tulips are coming up. That's gonna be so exciting and beautiful to go along our established irises over here. I'm not cleaning them up until next week just because it's supposed to get a little bit more cold and I don't want to take any warmth away from anything. Unfortunately, I think something ate our little rhubarb. We had a few rhubarb in here, and it sucks, but it is what it is. It's just something you have to accept whenever you're gardening. Alright, and so last thing I wanted to kind of show you guys is I was kind of talking about how we got chip drop yesterday. I went ahead and mulched all this in today with the lawnmower, got rid of all the dead underbrush and stuff. And you can see, like, it's still a really big mound of chips from that tree company and everything. They said it was a half truck. I can only imagine what a full truck looked like. But I put down some cardboard and I laid some of the chips here so I can get up and down this hill with my wagon without it getting muddy and souped down. So I did a lot today. I am exhausted. It is very hot out. It's like supposed to be a high of 97 today. So if you didn't know, this is like our wilderness garden area, and so we don't have as much involvement back here because we do get a lot of deer and critters, and so we are slowly developing it, but it's more for like leftover stuff and stuff we don't mind them eating, because we do want to also be good stewards for the land and the critters out here. And over here I've been taking all of our mulch, like the leaves that I collected today, and I threw it on top of our hugelkultur bed, and so, you know, that took up quite a bit of my time and it was exhausting. But lots of possibilities here in the back. Up there is our 2 gardens and such, so a lot more room to grow. Hopefully we keep on growing over the next couple years. Bed here, we have lots of peony in this area, so I've been taking some of the wood chips and throwing it down here just to kind of take down the weeds. We get a lot of cleaver in here and it's just horrible to try and get rid of, so I'm trying to get on top of it as early as I can. Alright guys, so that's actually going to be the end of this vlog. And we've been really busy, as you can see, and I'm just like so totally stoked to see what next week is going to be like. So definitely follow us, like, subscribe. We're also on Facebook, putting out cute little pictures and stuff. So See you next time. Bye.